Meet Randy, the 14-year-old 3-year-old. Ever since he was a toddler, he never really seemed to grow out of it. Let's go talk to Randy's brother, Alex.
How long has he been like this?
Well, it was ever since he was a toddler. He just never grew out of it, and he's just been like it all this time. We've been giving him medication and everything, but it just makes him more crazy and insane.
Randy's family have been to countless doctors and have tried countless medications, but none of them seem to work. Doctors are still scrambling to find out why Randy has been stuck as a toddler.
What does he like to do in his free time?
What you expect? Where are we right now? Stupid park.
Randy spends an average of 4 to 6 hours at the park every single day. As you can see here, he's enjoying this horse a lot. And still enjoying this horse. And still enjoying this horse. Okay, I think that's enough horse for now. After he's done at the park, it's time for nap time. Let's go ask the brother about Randy's sleep pattern. So what's his sleep schedule like?
Well, it's more strange than you would expect, because as you know, he's a toddler-ish. So he has a toddler sleep pattern. You can't really trust it because he takes naps during the day when he feels like it, and that can be very inconvenient.
Unfortunately, Randy also suffers from really bad night terrors.
But you do not want to know about nightmares. When he has a nightmare, it is a nightmare for all of us.
Randy has a night terror around 4 to 6 times every single week.
Cannonball.
After nap time, occasionally he's allowed to go swimming. Let's check in with one of Randy's longtime friends, Nick.
That you have with him. It could be when you were younger, or it could be about now. It started at the beginning when he was jumping on a structure and tried to do a front flip, but it actually ended up being a belly flop. Anyways, one of the managers, like those staff ladies, came out and started yelling at him. Randy did not particularly enjoy the tone of that lady and how she was speaking to him. He thought in his authority that it was his birthday that he could make anybody quiet and say whatever he wanted. So he tried to maul the lady like a lion, and it didn't work very well. See, the thing that Randy did not know is that that lady was actually a 200-pound professional wrestler and was going into the state Olympics for ballerina. So that was a bad night for him. Now, Alex, I'm going to ask you some questions about your older brother, Randy. Now, I know that he's been very interesting lately, and there's some questions that you may not want to answer. First things first, what's one of the most memorable, obnoxious times that you've had to deal with Randy?
Well, I was trying to teach him how to ride a bike because, that's what a good brother does. Even though he was still like a 10 when I did it, and I was only 6, but I was still teaching him how to ride a bike. So I used the training wheels, but as we were driving, he saw a car coming, and so he went sideways. But then suddenly, he ran right into a bush, and guess what came after him? A tiny little dog, because the dog was disturbed. So he was just running for his life from a little tiny chihuahua that was chasing after him. And I told him that it was okay, but he didn't care. He was running for his life from a chihuahua. How has Randy, affected your life?
Well, knowing Randy for 6 or 7 years now has made my life a whole lot more interesting. I used to think that I would never have very many friends, and I'd always be bored and sitting alone in my house or eating lunch alone. But knowing Randy has really changed my life. Yeah, it's been nice knowing Randy. How has having Randy around affected you as a brother?
Well, let me tell you, because he's a toddler as a kid, I have to treat him as a toddler even though he is still 14 years old, which is a very difficult task considering a toddler is just difficult to have around in a house. But think about 14 years plus of a toddler. Now that's what I have to live with every day of my life.
As we watch Randy sleep, we wish you all a good night. Good night.